Yeah, the YouTube, I'm the TOFF man, and welcome to the start of a brand new series on my channel. It is All the Mods. Now, I'm doing All the Mods light with my cousin, as you've probably previously seen, but I've not got a single player playthrough on my channel. This is going to be done slightly different. So, before we get into that, guys, I'm going to just do a little bit of like a fast forward, like a time lapse of what I've been doing up until now, and in this time lapse I will explain how this series is going to work. Okay guys, so how is this series going to differ from all the rest of the series that I've been doing in the past? Well, it's pretty simple. This is going to be short, it's going to be sweet, it's going to be straight to the point. There's going to be no messing around. Other than this video that you're seeing right now, this little time-lapse kind of little sped up thing that you're seeing. Other than that, you won't see any mining, anything of the sort. It's of course single player, which means it will just be me flying around the world and just getting things done, basically. And it's going to be kind of tutorial kind of based, I suppose you could say, where I do say about certain things and how certain mods work and so on and so forth. But the main point of this thing is it's going to be fast. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening straight away. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening in one episode to get your heads around. So this is going to be, there's a lot of editing involved in this particular series as well. So this is going to be just a little while. You know, it's going to take a little while to get these episodes done. So you must keep that in mind. I'm looking, fingers crossed, hopefully I can get one out per week. But this is a series that I would expect to last quite a bit, quite a long time. But like I said, editing times, it will take a long while to be able to get this done. But anyway guys, I'll leave you with the rest of this little mining montage that I'm doing right here, just picking up bits and bobs really in the world. And then once this is done, we'll get straight into the action, and I will see you guys there. First and foremost, to start off my ore doubling, I think the best way to go about it is to use the Actually Editions coal generator. A bit claustrophobic at the moment, so let's just raise this up one. And here we have it, we have the coal generator, and that will start things off for us, so let's pop that down right there. Now the next thing that we're going to want to get is the crusher. Now the crusher from Actually Editions requires redstonia crystal, which you are going to need an atomic reconstructor for, so let's go and make one of those first. There's the atomic reconstructor, brilliant stuff. We're going to slap that right on the top there of the coal generator. That will transfer its power into the atomic reconstructor, and we'll show you how that works in just a second. To stop it from automatically going off, like what it does at the minute, just slap it with a redstone torch, and that will change it to pulse mode, which will require a redstone signal or a redstone pulse in order to work. And how the reconstructor works, basically, that beam of energy that gets kicked out there, wherever it meets a solid block is where it's going to do its magic. So we're going to put a block of redstone there, because that will allow us to make the redstonia crystals. And we're going to slap that button, and as you can see, that's changed into a red redstonia? I think that's meant to say redstonia, or is it not meant to say? I don't know. But either which way, we've now got that. And here we have the crusher. Let's pop that right here, and there's a reason why I've got this one space up, and that's because I want to pretty much automate this thing. So the crusher will now take power from the coal generator as well. It's finding it pretty difficult to keep up at the minute, but once that's full of power, we should be absolutely fine. So let's get this crusher started, shall we? And basically it's just going to take your iron ore and crush it down into 2 dusts, which will then smelt into 2 ingots. Very basic ore doubling. The good thing about pushing it through one of these crushers is the iron ore will also make, every now and then, a gold dust out of it as well, which is absolutely very, very useful indeed. But we are going to automate this with the use of hoppers. So let's slap one on the top there, and let's slap one onto that chest there. And that will pull out all of the bits and bobs that the crusher is making. And we can just go ahead and put all of our ores into there. I've cleared a patch of land here because I'm after a certain item. 2 of them in one. Oh, and I've got 4 of them. Wow, that's great. We need these. With the worms that we have, we're going to create a little farm of canola, which is going to help us with our power issues that we've got going on at the minute. If you plant these, just like that, guys, it will not only will it till the ground, but it will also keep it hydrated as well without the use of any water, which is absolutely fantastic. Let's get rid of that and put another worm just down there. And I've only got 7 canola seeds at the moment, but let's get those planted and watch them grow over time. And now we have a canola press, which is the start of making some better power for us. Enori crystals, by the way, are just iron in the atomic reconstructor, which is just over there. So, canola press done. It does require RF, so make sure that you've got that connected, and it will start putting RF into it. Now just put canola into here, and it will make oil. There you go. It's starting to make some canola oil. A thing to note about the worms as well, they will give a small growth bonus to anything that's planted on their little patch. And here we have an oil generator, which is the next way of making power using the canola that I've got. And that's basically you just bucket in your canola oil into the oil generator and it will create some power for you. Oil generator, canola, and it'll start making you power. At 40 RF per tick. Now there is a way of improving that, and we're going to work on that pretty much straight away. This is all well and good, but to make this setup a little bit better, we've got to improve our canola, which at the moment is just canola oil, and that's really not pretty good. So let's get a fermenting barrel. Now this fermenting barrel will change the canola that's inside here into oil. So let's just slap that down right there for the moment, and let's grab a bucket of canola when I've got one. Okay, so now we've got a full bucket of canola. Let's pop that into the fermenting barrel. And this will eventually change into oil, which will yield a higher RF per tick than what the canola does. To speed up the crop growth, I'm going to get a watering can. And this watering can you fill up with water. And then you just right-click all of your crops, and that will speed up the growth of the canola. Brilliant. Now we've got a full bucket of oil. Let's put that into the oil generator here and see how much that will actually make. 100 RF per tick. So we've more than doubled our output, which is absolutely fantastic, which is great. And at the moment, guys, I've just put the coal generator just behind the crusher here because I needed a little bit of a top-up. But it seems as if we've managed to finish all of this, which is fantastic. Okay. This is getting silly. I've made an alloy smelter, guys, because I'm going to slap that right there. Now, I need an alloy smelter because I've got a lot of things all gathered around this one power system, and I need quite a bit more. Anyways, let's pop that into there, and let's get that starting to make some more power. And we're going to clean this up a bit. Right, with that now done, we can make some energy conduit. So let's hook up this with power. And let's put that into there. Let's stick the oil generator onto the system as well. Pop that onto there. And then, with last thing but not least, is the atomic reconstructor. So all that is now connected up together and doesn't look half as messy. One thing to note as well, guys, is the crusher now feeds automatically into the alloy smelter on furnace mode only. So it will just go ahead and make a load of ingots out of that and put them into this chest at the end. Fantastic. Well, guys, with all this, I think I've skipped over something pretty basic that needs to be done, and that needs to be done now. And to be honest, actually, creating this power is a good thing for us. We need a wooden chopper. Now, not just a wooden chopper, but I'm going to make this into a stone chopper as well. And here we have a stone chopper. Now the stone chopper itself I'm going to place very near where the power is going to be. So I'm going to put it right there, because eventually I'm going to put an upgrade on this that will use RF to chop it down rather than using the fuel that's inside there. So let's get this thing started. A good practice when using a stone chopper to fuel it, I would change your coal into tiny coal, which you can do so by putting a coal in a crafting grid, and you can get 8 tiny coal back from that. So that is now going to use 1 every time it wants a particular action being done, it will use one single tiny coal, instead of one action requiring a full bit of coal, which obviously does 8 actions. So this is very, very easy to use and much, much more efficient. So we're going to put the stone axe into there, and then you just need to add saplings as well. Now that is ready and raring to go. We're going to put some upgrades onto this thing though. So the upgrade from Progressive Automation, which is what the chopper is from, requires a stone upgrade. Now you can't put iron upgrades into a stone chopper. You'd have to do that with an iron chopper. Same with the wooden upgrades. You can't put a wooden upgrade into a stone chopper. It has to be a stone upgrade. I mean, it's very similar when it comes to axes. The axes will only use a stone axe, a stone chopper, or a wooden axe. It won't be able to use an iron axe, a gold axe, or a diamond axe, or anything like that. The diamond choppers, which is the top tier of chopper, can use pretty much any axe that you want to put in there. But it's good practice to use the one that's got the most durability, which in this case for a stone chopper would be a stone axe, not a wooden one. So let's go ahead and make some of these wooden upgrades. At the moment I can only make one, but this is a good idea of what to do when it comes to making stone upgrades. And there we go. That is a stone upgrade, and every single upgrade that you use will put one range onto your chopper. Oh, look at that, it's working quite nicely there. Good stuff. We need some more wood. So this stone upgrade wants to go into there, and now you can see the range is now 2, which will plant another sapling when it finally gets there. There we go. Right there. So we want 8 upgrades altogether to get it all the way around the chopper itself. That would be a really good way of doing this. But eventually, instead of having this tiny coal, we want to have an RF upgrade in there as well. Now let me see if I can try and find it. And there it is, the RF engine, which is crafted as follows. So let's get that thing done, and then we can hook this up to some more power. And there we have the RF engine. Now this goes in the little fuel slot, but it has to be hooked up to the power. The thing is, at this moment in time, guys, I'm pretty low on conduits. I think I've only got 5 conduits kicking around somewhere. There they are. 5 conduits. So getting to the stone chopper, which is just over there somewhere, I'm going to need some more conduits, which means I'm going to need some more redstone. Well guys, I've crafted myself some more energy conduit, and that will help me hook up here with here. Now let's go topside and put in this RF engine. And let's take that coal out, and now it is running on RF, which is so much easier than having to put tiny coal in left, right and centre. So here we could just leave this going, and now we've got loads of wood that will go ahead and be made. So now we just need to go ahead and put some more range upgrades so that we can ensure that we get loads and loads of wood. So to make it up to the full 8 upgrades, I've already got 2 spaces on there, which means I only need 6 more upgrades. So we've got the wooden upgrades there, we just need the stone upgrades. There we go, and that is 6 upgrades, nice and good. We'll stick 6 upgrades in that, and that is a range of 8 surrounding the entire chopper with oak saplings, which is fantastic. I think the next thing on the list that we've got to start automating is the canola itself. So we're going to start with a little wooden planter. We're going to make this into a stone planter. And there we go, that is a stone planter. Now we're not going to do it too far away from where our power is, because again, we're going to do an RF upgrade which will allow us to use power for this one. But we do want to give it some range, because this is going to be quite a large farm. So I reckon we're going to get rid of these little worm guys, have some manual farms just set up over here, and have a big automatic farm just right around here. And the same rules apply to the stone planter as what does to the stone chopper over there. You can only put a stone hoe or below in that, like a wooden hoe. And of course we're going to start off with the tiny coal. We're going to put some canola seeds in there, and fingers crossed that will help us out and work for us, but it doesn't seem to be so. Okay guys, it only turns out that I'm an idiot, and you need to put the planter just on the underneath. So whatever you put on top of this, so let's put that canola seed back in there. Bang! There we go. It's now planted on top of the planter there. And each range upgrade that you add will also put it around that particular one. But we, of course, want to extend this quite some way and make a nice large farm of canola, which is going to be great. We also want to get these guys in effect, and also we want to make some other bits and bobs just so that it makes crop growth just a little bit faster as well. But for the moment, this will do. RF engine upgrade number 2, and that will take pride of place where the fuel is. So now you can see it's actually not connected up to RF. We'll do that right now, and just enough of that. That should be enough to connect that up to RF. Let's have a look. It doesn't seem to want to at the minute, and the reason why it doesn't want to is because we've run out of power. That's probably why. And there we go, it's now fully charged of RF and using the RF. Now the next thing on our list is to, number 1, get some range upgrades for this thing, but we also need to start automating the canola into the canola press, and also automating the fact of getting all of this canola oil out, putting it into the fermenting barrel, then getting the oil out and putting it automatically into the oil generator. We also need a battery on this side because something is draining the power, and it doesn't matter how much oil I put into here, it doesn't matter if this thing is full, it will constantly burn down this oil, or it seems to have stopped, so there must be something that's constantly burning up this oil somewhere. But either which way, we're going to get a capacitor bank as well, just on the back side of here, which will store all the power for us, so that we don't have to worry about losing power here, there, and everywhere. Well, I've got 4 more stone upgrades there. We're going to slap that into there. Now, that's only a range of 5 at the moment. We do want a range of 8 to be able to fully make this into a little square. But eventually, we do want a big area doing. So we're going to need a lot more wood, which will come from that. And we need a lot more redstone, which will come from mining. But I'll do that in between episodes. So at the moment, everything's going well. We just need a way of getting the canola out of the planter and into the canola press. Okay guys, we've got our basic capacitor bank now, which can be placed just behind here. And we'll set that to insert. We will set this to extract. In fact, it's probably a better idea to do it this way. Output into that side, which is right there. Put the input on the top here. And we will output on this side as well. So now everything's getting fed, everything's getting input into this battery, which is fantastic and just allows us a little bit of leeway when it comes to power. Now it is dark, but I'm going to show you something really quickly. If you've got a sickle from Extra Utils, and I'm pretty sure that you can do this without a sickle, but I do it with a sickle just to make sure. It's good practice early on to start whacking your way at some of the long grass, because there is a chance of getting an ender lily to drop, which is extremely useful early game, and will become extremely useful, of course, when it comes to item conduits later on down the line. Well, with that, guys, I think we've made a decent start to this particular series. This is a lot to get done in one episode, that's for sure. It's going to take a long time to edit as well. But pretty much this is what the series is going to be like. It's going to be fast, it's going to be furious, but I am going to want to put some different bits and bobs in there, to help you guys along as well, a bit of tutorial in some ways. And see what we can do. But I'm not going to live in this hovel for much longer. I think what I'm going to do is take up this area, take it all up over there, and just have a little bit of an outside shack at the moment with all of my canola stuff and everything going into the oil generator and coal. But we'll sort that out in the next episode. I've got my ender pearl, my lily. Ender lily down there. We've got that planted, so we can let that grow. But for the moment, I think we've made a really, really good start. Let me know in the comment section, guys, whether or not you like this particular way that I've done this series, and give us a like if you want to see any more. And a comment if you've got something you think I can do better, or a comment on if I can improve the series in some way. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been episode 1 of All the Mods, and I will see you for episode 2. Until then, I've been the TOFF Man. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay safe.